everybody, and welcome to the Two Player Podcast with Matt Likes Games and Hamsolo. Enjoy the show. And welcome to the Two Player Podcast with Matt Likes Games and Hamsolo. Enjoy the show.
All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Two Player Podcast with me, Matt Likes Games. Hamsolo is MIA. He is almost
He's in a
certainly
sandwich right now.
He's almost certainly asleep. I checked his Twitter. He was tweeting 7 hours ago, and I mean, Ham operates on a different level of like sleep than I do, but 7 hours of sleep for me is not enough. So I don't know about for him, but if I was him, I would still be asleep. So he's probably still asleep. But I've got my buddy Mike here filling in his place. Hard days, Mike. How are you, sir?
I'm doing all right. Happy I was around to be able to hop into the podcast. I was just up drinking my coffee like usual, and
Very happy.
So yeah, I'm glad I was here. Hey Vinny, nice to see you in the chat. Even though you're spamming us with well, not spamming us, you're enlightening us with emojis.
No, he's spamming us.
That's what he does best. But yeah, I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, I appreciate it because it was definitely last minute. I sent you a message like 2 minutes before we should have been live.
Yeah.
So incredibly last minute, and then I pushed it another 30 minutes just to get ready. But we're here now, and there are things to talk about, and I've got to slow myself down somewhat. I've got to manage my ADHD somewhat. because I feel like Ham does a good job of that. Whereas I start fast, Ham will, without saying, hey, fucking slow down. Excuse me. I probably shouldn't have swore right there. But without saying that, he slows me down, which is nice. But I gotta figure it out.
I gotcha.
But where should we start here? I think the most interesting thing, I guess the biggest news to come out this week, was actually Nintendo's next gen console being planned to be released in 2024. Now, first of all, like, before there's any details said, do you have any interest at all in a next gen console from Nintendo? And what do you even think, without hearing any details about this, what do you think a next gen console from Nintendo entails, Mike?
This is gonna sound actually probably dumb, like from me, because I play on. I mean, it might make sense to you though, because I play on PC. I think I'm more interested right now in the next gen, like, Nintendo console really than I am an Xbox or PlayStation console, just because of the fact I'm interested where they're going to take the whole Switch / portable gaming console handheld idea. You know what I mean? Because that is a cool, like, little, quote unquote gimmick, as you could say, and I really like that. So it's kind of like I always feel like I'm playing like on a next gen console right now. So it's like I'm not really super, dying for, something new from Xbox or PlayStation. I'm really curious where Nintendo's gonna take their hardware. I feel like they have a lot of possibilities of what they're gonna do. I know it's gonna be basically a souped up Nintendo Switch. Souped up?
Gonna put a spoiler on it.
Put a spoiler. Soup. Oh my god. That's what happens when I don't drink enough coffee. But I'm really interested to see where they go with it, because there's been a lot of advancement with that chip technology that they use in the Switch that they get from NVIDIA. There's a lot of crazy advancements with that tech. So I'm really excited to see where they go with it. Am I going to get one day one, or am I going to get one at all? I don't know. Maybe it really depends on what they have. What's up?
You'll be interested. Well, first of all, have you heard anything about this?
I've heard that it's up in the air if it's gonna have backwards compatibility. That's all I know about it.
Yeah,
that's all I know.
There's a very real possibility. That was neat. That was fun. I hope I'm connected back to. Can you even hear me?
Hello?
Hello?
What the hell just happened?
I got disconnected. Oh, fuck me, dude. Alexa, turn off all my lights. This is.
So are we gonna have to restart? Are we gonna have to restart the podcast?
It says we're still streaming. I don't know how true that is.
I'm gonna switch over to my Discord on my computer then. I thought I lost connection originally.
No,
so
you didn't.
I'm gonna switch back over to my computer then. All right, doing that right now.
We are still live. Oh my god, we're still live. I gotta care. This show's a mess. This show's in shambles. This is fucking embarrassing. Okay, all right.
Oh Jesus Christ! What were we talking about? where were we?
We're talking about Nintendo's next gen console.
Okay, all right, okay. So we were saying how it might not have backwards compatibility. All right, that's where we were, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry, that's funny. I'm gonna retweet again. Okay. There we go. I just want to pay attention. I think it would be kind of stupid and unexcusable if it does not have backwards compatibility, unless it's a completely new architect, like a whole new design, like a whole, like how PS3 went to PS4 kind of shit, where it's a completely different system of, like, if it's how it works, yada yada. But, like, it's not going to be.
No, like, it's absolutely not going to be.
It's not going to be. It's going to be a next generation chipset of what NVIDIA's mobile processors are, which is exciting because of how powerful and how small those have gotten. But it's like, I don't know why Nintendo is just obsessed with fucking sucking. I don't know.
Money.
Yeah, pretty much. For they can resell these games, and they're gonna resell like Breath of the Wild. They're gonna resell Breath of the Wild. They're gonna resell
Here's
Tears
the
of the Kingdom for
Oh, yeah.
at 60 FPS, at 1440 or 4, whatever whatever that
They're
chipset can
not doing
upscale.
1440p.
Could you imagine? Um, but the thing is, though, what's interesting, and I am really interested to see how it goes, is with NVIDIA's new chipsets, apparently it handles DLSS really, really well. Like, really well. So I'm kind of interested to see if they're going to do anything interesting with that to make it an experience where people can upscale their stuff on their TV better. I don't know, though. We're going to have to wait and see. It's Nintendo, so I wouldn't be surprised if they're doing the bare minimum. So,
Yeah.
but there's a lot of cool a lot of cool tech that could possibly be used. And I don't know. I'm still excited to see it because I love playing Mario Kart. I haven't played Mario Kart on my Switch in forever. I kind of need to change that, to be honest with you. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited.
Yeah. The
What do
only
you think?
thing the only thing that can make me excited about this, especially if it doesn't have backwards compatibility, which I'm fully expecting that it won't, by the way,
Mhm.
is if they release Metroid Prime 4 with it. If
Oh yeah,
if they release this and Metroid Prime 4 isn't a launch title, I don't want to hear about this thing.
yeah.
I have no interest in this thing at all. It doesn't matter, dude. They could put Tears of the Kingdom on there at 120 FPS. I
Could you
don't care.
imagine? Yeah,
I don't care.
that's kind of the thing. It's like, what are they gonna have to launch on that thing? Like,
They'll
because
have
I
something. It's just Nintendo. I don't care about things they make really outside of Metroid and the new Zeldas. Outside of that, I don't care, and I don't care enough about the new Zeldas to buy them all over again to
yeah,
play it at a higher frame rate. I don't care.
yeah, me neither. It's Nintendo really has a way of doing this. Uh, that like when you think about like when the Switch came out, we had Mario Kart 8 again. It was just a
Hmm.
deluxe edition. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel they need to. I really don't know what they're gonna do. I'm excited on a technical level of what they could possibly do, but
Yeah.
I can't say I have the highest of hope for like its execution.
And what's funny is we're talking about Nintendo, how we're not super ecstatic. What's funny is what's going to happen when this releases is it's going to, by the end of its life cycle, it's going to outsell both PlayStation and Xbox.
Oh man, I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it one single bit. Oh, did we get
God.
disconnected? What's happening? What?
No, no, I didn't. I didn't. I was getting this fucking. Oh my god.
We're in shambles
Yeah,
today.
this ain't a good. This is not a good show right now. But there's time to save it.
There is time to save it.
Yeah, but yeah, this thing is gonna sell more than PlayStation and Xbox probably combined. Doesn't matter if there's no backwards compatibility or not. It doesn't
It's
matter.
Nintendo, and
Exactly.
as long as it's not another Wii U situation, then it's gonna sell. Like, I think too, the biggest thing they need to make sure is this thing is not labeled Switch in any sense of the name. The name Switch cannot be in the name anywhere because I think they've learned their lesson from the Wii U. I mean, I know NES to SNES is like, you could argue
Well,
that. Go on.
I was gonna say I think they can make it Switch. They just make it Switch 2. If they named it Switch
Yeah.
U,
Yeah, yeah, good point. It needs to be
yeah,
they need to make it clear it's a successor. The Wii U was not a successor name. SNES, I mean NES to SNES is a very clear successor because it's Super Nintendo Entertainment System from Nintendo
it's the
Entertainment
Super
System.
Switch.
Yeah, oh please. No, they can't do that. And I think that would I don't
It's the Super Switch, the Nintendo Super Switch Extreme Home Entertainment Console,
edition, Juggalo Deluxe edition.
the Mario edition, the Luigi edition, the Zelda edition, Samus
All
edition.
the Samus edition. I mean, I am really excited though because I say love. I love the idea of Nintendo. Um, so I want them to do good thing. I want them to make a good console. I want them to get me back. Like I don't need. The funny thing is I want higher frames and higher fidelity on almost anything other than a Nintendo console. And the sad thing is, I kind of feel like I've been um molded into being having my standards low like that. But
Yeah.
it is what it is. It is what it is. I demand it to be still quality though, and they need to do something about their internet infrastructure because that shit's appalling. I should not need my cell phone to get into a party chat. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that's
Uh,
stupid.
uh,
I've seen people say like, as long as as long as they're doing games at 4K 60, I'll be fine. I'm like, dude, they're not going to be doing
they're not gonna be
games at
doing
4K
that.
60. Like, there's just, I mean, it's Nintendo. Nintendo doesn't care about that, first of all, especially not enough to spend extra money on whatever chipset, or not whatever chipset, but whatever like silicone they would need to make something as powerful, or to have something as powerful as that in their system. They don't care about that.
Yeah, they don't.
It's just going to cost them extra money. What'll happen most likely with this is 1080p 60.
1080p 60, and I do think at least for first party titles, they might take advantage of the fact that their console does have DLSS. Um, for like, you'll play like Mario Kart and it can upscale to whatever your TV outputs. You know what I'm saying? I really think it'd be. Do I think they're gonna do? I should actually phrase this better. Do I think they're gonna do it? No, but should they do it? Absolutely.
I think they will. I
That'd
think
be.
they
I
will,
hope.
and I
I hope they
think
do.
it won't be just first party because their chipset is NVIDIA. It's by
Yep.
NVIDIA, so it's like that's one of the reasons why you look at all the games that go to PC that skip Xbox and PlayStation. They end up on Nintendo.
They do.
So like, I mean, it's kind of perfect, honestly. It makes a lot of sense for it to support DLSS in some way, shape, or form.
What if it has DLSS 3? How fucking crazy would that be?
It's
Oh.
NVIDIA, but they only use FSR.
Dude,
FSR1.
I swear to God, if I see a single FSR title, like I understand maybe if that game on PC has like an AMD sponsorship, so they have to use FSR. But like I swear to God, if I see an
Hopefully,
FSR
all
title,
games do that.
oh
Honestly,
my God, Matt,
fingers
hopefully
crossed.
you get a brain is what I want.
I'm really excited that Starfield's doing that.
Oh
I mean,
my
I
God, I'm
think
gonna
it's
use
great.
it honestly as long as it's FSR 2.2.
No,
I play at
FSR1.
4K. I play at
FSR1.
4K, so it's fine enough. Matt,
No,
stop
it's
trolling me.
FSR1. It's gonna be FSR1, and you're gonna like it.
Hey guys, can you
And
tell everyone in the chat right now? Can you
there's
please
no
tell
one in
Matt
the
to stop
chat, Mike.
bullying?
It's just me and you. FSR1, bud.
Tell Matt to stop bullying me,
It's
please.
FSR1. That's what you're gonna get, bud.
All
But
right.
okay, so
So
that is Nintendo's next gen console. I
just
mean,
FSR, no game, just FSR one.
yep, it's FSR1. It's an exclusive to Nintendo. But apparently it's coming, end of 2024. Or Nintendo executives hope the 2024 for a 2024 release window. So, we'll see about that. But it
Also,
looks
just
like
let's
it's
shout
going to
out the
happen.
chat real quick. Hey Stanley, and hey back from the dead one. Thank you for stopping by, guys. Hope you're
Hold
having a
on.
nice day.
I'm
What?
not seeing any of these folks on my chat and my OBS. Now that's not cool. I don't like that.
Oh, that's why you said it's just me.
Yeah, I was like, there's nobody here. Hold
Yeah,
on a second.
we got people. We got 5 viewers, it
Oh my
says, and we got a
god.
few chats, and then we got a few chatters in the chat.
Well, then I'm bringing it up on YouTube because this chat on OBS is not good. Back from the dead, what's up? Stanley Francois, what's going on? We appreciate you guys for stopping by. Vinny, we appreciate you. We're not sure if you're still here, but
I
appreciate
don't
you for stopping
appreciate
by
you. Just
regardless.
kidding. Thank you, Vinny.
Don't listen to Mike. Um, Up next, I want to talk a little bit about this one is kind of hilarious because I'm playing through the game right now. Star Wars Jedi Survivor coming to PS4 and Xbox One. This was confirmed during a earnings call on Tuesday, apparently. And I'm gonna pass it to you because that to me, because you were in the party with me last night while I was
Yeah.
playing uh, Jedi Survivor. The performance in Jedi Survivor is so unbelievably bad.
Hey,
Like
Bill. Sorry,
it's mind-boggling. Hey, Bill! Oh my God, Bill's here. Holy
William.
crap! What's going on, Bill? But yeah, Jedi Survivor's performance is so mind-numbingly bad to hear as I'm playing it, as I'm experiencing
The
it.
performance, you mean, right?
Yeah, the performance.
Yeah.
To hear that as I'm playing it, as I'm experiencing it, they're going to be bringing it to PS4 and Xbox One is shocking. It's astounding, quite frankly. And I'm going to pass that to you because I know I've got things to say about it. But what are your thoughts when you hear this game? One of
Okay,
the worst
so
PC launches of all time. One of the most broken games on console I've ever played. What do you think when you hear it's coming to Xbox One and PS4?
um, goddamn, do they got some work cut out for them? That's mostly what I actually think of. That game at launch in particular, I think you guys said it's mostly fixed on PC now, but from my understanding, it still has its fair share of problems. But I don't own it, so I can't like. I also am on the higher end tier of shit, so it's like I really don't know.
Fair enough.
Matt, shut up. Um, so, so shut up. So basically, they need to do a. First of all, let's talk about the current gen versions of that game on the PS5 and Series X.
You mean the
They need to
Series
turn,
S?
yeah, they need to turn off forced ray tracing. That needs to go away.
No.
I think,
Turn it.
I think they, I think it's genuinely awful idea to force ray tracing on for any of these consoles. AMD has just kind of more so in the recent times have gotten more efficient with their ray tracing. What's in the current gen consoles, they can do ray tracing, but not really at the frames or the fidelity that people might like. And I think already shoving that into a game that has, let me remind you, issues on PC that people are playing with ray tracing off is a terrible idea.
Yeah.
Because on PC that had issues with CPU utilization, it had issues with using your RAM, it had issues with GPU utilization. People had to mod in DLSS 3 to get it to even run smoothly. And that was like just smoothly, not even like ideally. Um, so it's the game's like really just a mess, and I feel like it's from a ground up. Like there's a lot of things they need to fundamentally change with that game. I don't know really where it starts and what they can fix. I don't know what the underlying problem of it is. I want to say on the current gen consoles it could be a CPU thing, because I was reading a lot of like CPU and like what's in the consoles now, even though it's an 8 core. Well, I believe it's an 8 core 16 thread processor. It's not as efficient as like something in like the 5000 series, like the 5800X or the
Oh, it's like a
5600X.
3600.
Yeah, it's like
Really?
I think they're having an serious issue with like CPUs, like a serious issue with CPU utilization. So I'm wondering what the fuck they're gonna do on those consoles, because
I
those things, those
yeah,
things are like dead.
yeah, I think it's CPU related because it's stuttering. It's not like it's consistently low performance. It's like you'll be at 60 and it'll freeze,
Yep.
and then it'll be at 60 and it'll freeze, and then it's at 30 and it's
Yep.
not like it's not like it's consistently 60 FPS mode is just 40 FPS all the time. It's not like
Yep.
that. It's definitely CPU related because it's a lot of stuttering, too much of
That
it.
that
Um,
sucks.
and ray tracing on these new consoles. They've been out for 3 years at this point. Uh, it's really only there because they can technically do it. Uh,
Mm.
because the technology is there in RDNA 2 to do ray tracing. Outside of that, there's no real, like, ray tracing shouldn't be marketed for these things unless you're like someone like the Coalition, or I'm trying to think, or
Id.
Insomniac for PlayStation, id Software. Like, if unless you're one of those studios, even Grand Theft Auto has a performance. So Rockstar, you could also say that.
Yeah.
Like, unless you're one of those studios, you're not pulling off ray tracing on these consoles in any type of performance or resolution that's desirable, or at least that's the way it seems right now.
Yeah.
We'll see about Hellblade. We'll see if that does anything. I'm sure it'll look great regardless, but I mean, I just feel like these consoles, it's first generation ray tracing
Yeah.
from AMD,
And
and
like using ages old processors. It's just not a the thing is they're not bad either, but when something is super CPU heavy and you're also doing GPU heavy tasks on a GPU that is good for rasterization but not so much for ray tracing, it's just a recipe for disaster in my
yeah,
opinion.
I think every game going forward needs to, if you're gonna have ray tracing in your game on console, especially on these ones, like forget a revision, forget a
Mhm.
mid-gen refresh. If on these consoles you're going to have ray tracing, it has to be an option. You can't force that.
Yeah.
You can't just bake that into one of your modes, or you can't just bake that into like both of your modes, because that's what it does for this game. Which is just, I don't know. It's not good, but it is what it is. As for myself, when I see this news, I'm just baffled because, like I said, I'm in the middle of playing it because I was waiting for it to be fixed before I played it, and it's not been fixed, and I don't think it's ever gonna get fixed. And we're coming up on Starfield. I've got to beat this. I've got to beat Hogwarts Legacy. I got to do all that before Starfield, so I'm not waiting much longer. I'm just trying to get it done. I
Yeah, I don't
really
blame
enjoy the game. The game's amazing. It's incredible. It's broken. It's just kind of broken. Is
you. Yeah.
really what's going on with it. So yeah, I'm shocked to see that it's coming to PS4 and Xbox One. Apparently in 2024, I thought I read.
Yeah, I
Uh,
think it said 2024 somewhere.
Yeah, I don't see it on here, but I swear I thought I saw it was coming in 2024. But yeah, uh, I mean, listen, I'll tell you what. Maybe when it comes to Xbox One and PS4, then maybe they'll figure out how to take ray tracing off of the Series X and S and PS5 versions. Maybe we can do that.
That's so crazy to
Because
me.
because it's gonna be silly whenever, because you brought it up yesterday, whenever if they unlock the frame rate on a PS4 Pro or an Xbox One X, which I don't think they'll do probably, but if they did and it was hitting more consistent frames than a Series X or a Series S, then that would be an issue. That would
Yeah.
definitely be an issue. But yeah, that's Star Wars Jedi Survivor coming to PS4 and Xbox One.
Get those 720p upscaled bangers ready, folks.
It's native 4K on Xbox One X, Mike.
Yeah.
I just want to let you know that native 4K. That's the
Fuck's
strongest
sake.
console ever made, Mike.
It wasn't sometime.
No, it is. It still is right now. Like,
The Series S is stronger, sadly.
well, no, the Xbox One Fat is the strongest console ever made, actually.
That's fucking funny. Oh,
But
look who's in chat. Look who's in chat.
who's in chat? Oh my God, is it who I think it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured you just woke up, but don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, bud. It's
Uh,
take it easy, buddy. But next topic, we're headed on over to Starfield
let's
because
go.
it was confirmed officially that Starfield will have cross save support at launch. Now, I gotta be honest with you, I thought this was already confirmed.
Yeah,
I
or
thought we already
given.
knew this.
Yeah, because I feel like any and every single, I mean, unless someone can prove me wrong, studio that has released a game after being acquired by Microsoft has had play anywhere, cross save, yada yada yada.
Yeah.
Um, unless someone can prove me wrong, because I mean, anything's fucking possible. Anything is possible. Um, so I wasn't super surprised by this. I'm even considering maybe even switching over my pre-order to the um the Game Pass version, but a part of me is kind of holding off because of the fact I am interested in finding out what they're going to be doing for the modding scene. So I'm considering it. I'm going to think about it.
We'll still be able to mod with the Game Pass. You just have to change your location, your file's location and stuff.
Oh yeah, you're not wrong, but for some reason sometimes Bethesda games have some odd like Doom was one of them that had some oddities with modding. I'm just kind of curious. I'm just gonna kind of hold off just a little bit. I'm gonna think about it. Because
Yeah.
I would like to just have because like if it launches fucking broken on PC like bad, I'm not gonna play Starfield. Like that's not gonna happen. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, to me, I thought that was a given because like that's Microsoft's whole thing is you play anywhere, your shit goes anywhere, your saves go anywhere. Um, yeah, I mean, but I get, it's nice having the confirmation.
It's nice having the confirmation. But yeah, I thought whenever they announced the whole different editions during Starfield Direct, I swear I remember them saying like, "Oh, the collector's edition comes with a code that is, you redeem it and you own it on Xbox and PC." I thought that was a whole big deal then. But yeah, I'm hyped. I mean,
Yep.
because I'll be playing this on everything. I'll be
Yeah,
at my desk. I'll play it on PC. I'll play it on my Series S, and then when I go to bed, I'll get in bed and I'll turn on my Series X and I'll play. I'll play it there, and probably
that's
fall
dope.
asleep with Doritos and Mountain. No, I'm not gonna do that. Um, but
Yeah, like Bill.
but yeah, yeah, be like our buddy Bill. But yeah, I can't wait, man. We're dude. We're at this point we are less than a month away from playing Starfield.
And if tradition follows, it's possible we might be playing very late on August
We will.
31st.
We will.
Yeah.
It's confirmed because whenever you pre-order, because I pre-ordered the premium access thing or whatever, and
Hmm.
it's like August 31st at 8 p.m.
Oh,
So August 31st at 8 p.m. we will be playing Starfield,
let's go! Less than a month.
right? And
Oh,
even without that early access, you're playing 8 p.m. on September 5th. So
let's fucking go.
yeah, yeah, man, I'm super
It's
hyped for
fucking
Starfield.
about goddamn time.
It's about God. I need, dude. I wish I could get fucking voice mod working consistently because I would love to get that soundbite.
Wh- Like, well, get what soundbite?
The LeBron James going. It's about goddamn time.
Uh,
After he won the championship.
but like, part of me also the reason why I'm kind of slightly drifting towards getting it also on Game Pass app is I
Mhm.
have a little bit more what's the word? Not hope. A little bit more faith in the fact that the whole pre-launch thing is gonna work. I for some reason have this weird anxiety that it won't go live on the same time as Steam because I think that's happened before, where like it'll go live in the Game Pass app, but it won't go live um on like Steam. You know what I mean? Like, cause like how they launch things. You know what I mean? Like, I
Mhm.
swear that has happened before with Microsoft first party games. But
Probably has. Also, keep in mind, Game Pass is kind of stupid in that way, or at least it was with Redfall. I don't know about other ones, but like Redfall, I had it downloaded, and then it released, and then I had to download it again. And
oh yeah, I
so
remember.
I don't know if that's going to be the same for Starfield, but if it is, that's stupid.
Yeah.
That's very very dumb. Uh,
Xbox, we love you, kinda, sorta.
but you were saying earlier, Mike. I wanted to bring this up because you were telling me something really interesting earlier before the show. that you were thinking about ditching your PC and getting a PS5 Pro whenever that comes out. Tell me your thought process behind that, bud.
Man, my PC is probably gonna be stronger than the PS6. I don't need that fucking thing.
No, it won't. No, it
Yes,
won't.
it will.
It's not going to be. It's
It'll,
not
it'll
stronger than
probably
the PS5.
it probably is gonna be stronger than the PS6. Let's just make that clear, chat.
It's not stronger than the PS5.
It's stronger than the.
Mike's got a 1060 and
Oh my
a
god!
Pentium G40
Don't
G4560.
listen to Matt's lies,
And he's
guys. Do
got
not
8 GB of RAM.
8 gigabytes of DDR3.
And he's playing
RAM.
on a 720p monitor.
Ew.
60 hertz.
Ew. Stop it. Stop it. This is a hate crime.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you to stop it, honestly.
I hate you. I fucking hate you.
Because your PC stinks.
Just for clarification's sakes, I have a 4080.
No, he doesn't.
An i7.
Okay, so the next topic. So the
I
next
hate you.
topic is actually we're gonna be talking.
What are we talking about?
We're gonna be talking about. We're gonna be talking about Microsoft offering controller repair kits. This is something. I mean, I don't know how passionate. I don't know how passionate you are about this, but I think this is absolutely awesome. And I've seen people say, just real quick, I've seen people say, well, why are you selling controller repair kits? Why don't you just sell a product that doesn't break in the first place?
That won't ever happen.
Valid point, but at the same time, they make a lot of money off of accessories. If they sell you something that, if all you need to do is only buy 2 Xbox controllers for the rest of your life, they stand to lose quite a bit of money. Like, it sucks to hear, really, but Microsoft isn't your friend. Neither is PlayStation. They're not trying to sell you something that lasts your entire life. They want to cash in on you, bud. That's kind of what's going on here. But this is a great first step in that direction. Because if they can do this, then maybe we can one day get to a point where, hey, maybe they will just make something that will last forever. Maybe. We'll see. But what are your thoughts on them offering the ability for users to repair their own controllers when things go wrong with them?
It's nice that they're providing official parts rather than people having to hunt for third-party things. I mean, let's be real. The third-party things have been fine, and probably some of the third-party things are better quality than what they're going to even offer you. I know people
maybe. Yeah.
But what I mean is like I'm not saying that like they're going to give you junk to fix your controllers, but usually when people fix a certain part that breaks in a controller, they might try to find like of the same version of that, but it's like a step higher in quality. Like they'll get like a certain type of joystick replacement that won't drift. You know what I mean? Like there's certain parts you can get. Yeah, like you can install that yourself.
Yep.
You can get like certain type of bumper like plastic so your bumper doesn't break. You know, your left and right bumpers, or at least as easily. So I think they're gonna be quality. Don't get me wrong when I mean like when I say it's gonna be bad. I don't think that at all. But I do think that you could probably still get something that'll last you longer elsewhere. But I mean, it's good though that they're officially doing this because a majority of people just want to be like, okay, great, this is my controller, this is the part I need, click, order, done. They don't want to they don't want to go through Amazon, they don't want to go through like AliExpress or whatever the heck, all these other crazy places and look through reviews. They don't want to deal with that bullshit.
100%.
They just want to know something that'll work. And God, who the hell knows if a lot of people are like tech savvy enough to even do it in the first place. I probably am not. I'm gonna be real with you.
They did release videos on their YouTube, step-by-step walkthroughs on how to fix each problem. Fix your thumbsticks on both the Elite Series 2 and your basic core Xbox controller.
Interesting. Thank you. Yeah. I did not know that. That's actually really cool then.
Because if they didn't do that, then this would be like, yeah, this is great news for people who know, but if you don't know, then you're kind of still screwed.
Yeah. Okay, I actually really like that then. So I think this is definitely, I mean, I did before. I do think this is a great thing. I think more companies should be doing this. because like these things are expensive, you know, and it's like I understand shit can't last forever, but at least provide the means of fixing it.
Fixing it. Yeah. And see, this, I was telling Ham, this makes me a lot more, because I have a Design Labs controller. Where the hell is that thing? Yeah, I have a Design Labs controller right here that I made. It even has like Matt Likes Games on it. I don't know if you can even see that. If anyone can see that if they're watching, I don't know. But I have that controller, and like when I first got it, I used it. That was whenever we were doing when I first actually met you guys, when we were playing the Halo Infinite beta. I was using it then for a little bit, and then I just kind of stopped using it because I was like afraid to give it stick drift or anything. But now that they have that, I mean, this thing's out of warranty by now. This thing's warranty is dead. But now that there's this, I've been using it quite regularly now ever since this, because now if I do get stick drift, I'll just buy the thing and replace the sticks.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal. Whereas if it got stick drift before that, then I mean, I gotta pay the fee to send it in and get it repaired, which I don't know how much that fee is. But I remember Vinny was talking like it was like over $100 for him.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and
That is crazy.
I've got no desire to spend $100 to fix a
On a
controller
controller.
that I wish wasn't broken.
Yeah.
All right, but yeah.
That's funny.
And what this also does is maybe I can fix my old Elite Series 2, that black one, because that thing is in shambles. That thing is
That thing's seen better
zombie.
days.
That thing is
That's funny.
Undead at this point. And you were speaking a second ago of let me bring this up on my screen over here. You were speaking a second ago of controllers with Hall effect sticks. And speaking of that, if you are an Xbox, I just wanted to bring this up.
If I am an Xbox.
What?
Nothing. Go on.
If
Go
you're
on.
not, are you an Xbox?
I thought you said if you're an Xbox.
If you're on Xbox.
I don't know, chat.
If
What do you
you're on
think?
Xbox, there's a controller that has Hall effect sticks. Now, if you don't know what Hall effect sticks are, just basically means you're like 99%. I wouldn't say 9, but you're almost guaranteed. You're almost guaranteed to never get stick drift with Hall effect sticks. And it's $49.99 for this controller. In fact, I'm probably gonna end up getting it here soon. I went to the Amazon page and it's still on back order. Like if you order it now, you're not gonna get it till like the middle of August.
Jesus.
So yeah, it's a very popular controller. In fact,
I actually would like you to send me, Matt, if you don't mind, at some point, sending me the that they have one that's strictly for PC that has 6-axis support, and if you could send me that one again at some point, I'd really appreciate that.
It's the GameSir G7 something.
Yeah, because I need one for fucking being able to play my PlayStation emulator.
Mike is dying for quality, Ham. I definitely agree with that.
Oh my god, the only thing I'm dying for is you to shut your mouth, bud.
He needs quality because he surely isn't getting it. On his personal computer.
Oh, it's personal, all right. I'll give you that much.
The GameSir T4 Khalid transparent wire. Oh my god,
that's a name.
So this controller is actually cheaper than this one, which is nuts, but it does lose functionality with Xbox. So I guess you're limited to one platform with it. But it's the GameSir T4 Khalid controller. It is a wired controller, but it comes with the exact same things that this controller comes with. The difference being that it's strictly a Windows it's strictly a PC controller.
Okay.
However, that controller does feature rubberized back grips, whereas the one with Hall effect sticks for Xbox and PC doesn't. But the one without Hall effect sticks for Xbox and PC does. So basically, the two cheaper controllers don't have Hall effect sticks. The one more expensive one does have Hall effect sticks. Is kind of what.
Wait a minute. Does the PC only one have Hall effect sticks or whatever?
I believe it does. I'll check it here real quick. Yes, it does.
Oh, right on.
Hall effect sticks and rubber grips. I can't tell. That doesn't look like rubber, but whatever. Is what it is. But yeah, if you're interested in that controller, I would highly recommend checking that out. If you don't mind a wired controller and you're looking for a controller that won't get stick drift like ever, then that would be your controller right there. Now, from what I hear, the reviews I've seen on this controller, people say it's actually really quality, but like something will die in this controller before you ever have to worry about stick drift.
Yeah.
Like before that ever happens, something will die in this controller. Whether that's a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, whatever. Something's gonna die in that controller before you ever have to think about stick drift, which is nice because that's like the biggest thing I'm afraid of on my controllers. That's why I don't use my Forza controller.
That's why you don't play video games at all.
Mike, you've never played. Mike, here's the thing about Mike. He hasn't played a game. And what'd you say before the show, Mike? It was like
10 years.
Yeah, like 10 or 13 or 15 years or something like that.
Yeah.
You haven't played a game in like 15 years.
Exactly.
And
I just show for Xbox.
He was asking me.
We haven't had a game in that long.
Get this. He was asking me for tips on how to play Doom, and I was like, I don't think you
don't make me mad.
I don't think you have what it takes to play Doom, Mike, is what I told him.
Oh my god.
And he said, you know what, I think you're right. I'll probably just pick up Peppa Pig or something. I said, smart move, Mike. You enjoy Peppa Pig.
You know, Matt, sometimes I wonder a lot of things about you, bud. And we're gonna have words. That's all I'm gonna say.
Mike doesn't know words. But also up next on this show is something I know we're both excited about, or we could both be excited about, and that is Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion apparently is getting a remake. This is huge news because first of all, it's not what I would have ever expected.
Me neither.
I think the biggest thing under the Elder Scrolls name that needs a remake, I mean, outside of Morrowind. I was gonna say outside of the first not 4 games, the first 2 games, because it's Elder Scrolls. I forget, one of them's Arena, and then it goes to Morrowind.
There's Daggerfall.
Yeah, I think it's Daggerfall. Daggerfall, Arena, then Morrowind. But yeah, Morrowind is the one that needs the remake. Like, I've played Oblivion as recently as in the last month, and it's not like it hasn't aged amazing, but it's still playable. Versus Morrowind is just like.
Oh, you know what's so funny too? If you told that to a Morrowind fan, they will have a fucking mental breakdown.
That's totally fine. And here's the thing. I'm sure Morrowind is a phenomenal game, but that's a game unless you heavily mod it on PC. Like, if you heavily mod on PC, then God bless, go ahead and enjoy it. But like, if I boot that up on my Xbox right now and play that without mods, that game stinks. That game really, really stinks.
Someone clip it. Someone clip that for me, please.
And that's not to say that it's a bad game. It's just that it has aged. It has aged like milk, like old dry milk, old yogurt is what it's aged like.
Yogurt. I love it.
It's just not good, man. It's no good. But that's the game that needed the remake, and we don't even know if this is a remake or if it's a remaster, because the person who leaked it, an ex-employee from Virtuous Studios, made the claim on a site called Xfire, but the claim has actually since been deleted. But it was verified that this person was a former employee of Virtuous Studios. So if anybody would know about this kind of stuff, it would be that person.
Who is this studio? What is this studio?
Well, here's what's interesting, Mike. This is where things get very interesting, because they're the studio that brought you the Outer Worlds remaster.
Really?
Yes, they're the studio that brought you the Outer Worlds remaster. They're also working on Metal Gear Solid 3 remake. There was a few other ones. I'm gonna look them up for sure on my end here real quick. But what were you about to say?
I'm definitely really interested. Yeah, the Outer World has had and has some PC issues, but I feel like they've learned their lesson. I feel like they must have learned their lesson. So I'm hoping that it's a solid port. I very much enjoyed my time with the Outer Worlds remaster or remake or whatever that's considered. I hope though one thing I hope they don't do again when it comes to the Outer Worlds, I mean the Oblivion remaster, is they put in real-time lighting effects, and which is gorgeous when it works, but there's a lot of times in the Outer Worlds where you're just like in the middle of fucking nowhere without a single light source, and you can't see a goddamn thing. So hopefully they might take that a little bit. I mean, hopefully they take a little bit more stuff like that into consideration. But as someone that would love to replay, play really Oblivion in full, for the first time, I would absolutely love a proper remaster.
Yeah. They also ported Outer Worlds to the Switch, by the way.
They did.
Yes.
Interesting.
So
I mean, if they can do that, they
they
can fucking do anything.
also worked on another one of Mike's favorite games, Horizon Zero Dawn.
They did?
They worked on that.
I thought you liked that game.
I did actually enjoy Zero Dawn. Zero Dawn was actually pretty good by the time you got to the end of it. It was the Forbidden West that was a pile of nonsense. But yeah, they did. Oh my God, they did Batman Return to Arkham. So they did the Arkham Asylum remaster in 2016. They've done the remaster for Outer Worlds. They worked on Horizon Zero Dawn, ported Outer Worlds to Switch. There's a few more things here. Virtuous also developed adaptations of Final Fantasy X and Final Fantasy X-2. Final Fantasy's numbering scheme stinks. Why is 10-2 not 11?
10-2, 10 part 2.
Square Enix, you guys stink. You guys really stink sometimes. But yeah, a whole bunch of stuff here. LA Noire, they worked on the VR for that. Marvel's Midnight Suns, Destroy All Humans, BioShock the Collection for Nintendo Switch, they did that. I mean, my God. There's a whole list of stuff here. They worked on NBA 2K before. It's interesting. It's interesting. I'm excited for an Oblivion remake or a remaster, whatever it ends up being. I know the details on it. The guy, it got deleted, and I didn't think to take a screenshot of it. I saved the link, but then his post got deleted. But apparently, from what I remember, I think he was saying that the way it's going to work, or the way it's supposed to work, is that it's going to be Unreal Engine 5. I can't remember if he was explaining it as Unreal Engine 5 assets ported into the old Oblivion engine. So like it's going to be a mix of Unreal Engine 5 and the old Creation Engine, which I don't know how that's gonna mesh, but if that works out and it's great and everything, then I think this
they're gonna use Unreal in the Creation Engine? What?
They're using Unreal Engine 5 and the Creation Engine. I don't know how that works. He was explaining stuff that was way above my head, like pairing engines and swapping material. Like I don't know.
That's wild.
But it's interesting to think about. I mean, if that works, then I think it can be fantastic. I have my reservations on, the Creation Engine and Fallout 4 is kind of rough. I would imagine the Creation Engine, granted it's a new iteration of it, but I would imagine the Creation Engine in Starfield will still have its quirks.
Jank.
But you go all the way back to Oblivion. I mean, my goodness, it's gonna be interesting to see what they do with that, because I think it's gonna be a rough go of it. But I hope they pull it off, because if they can pull it off properly, that's gonna be fantastic. Because I'll tell you, once Starfield comes out, it's really all about the wait for Elder Scrolls 6. And I don't think we're seeing Elder Scrolls 6 this generation. I don't think that's happening.
No, I really want them to be all hands on with Starfield.
100%.
I just want this to be the start. I just want this to be the Starfield generation, personally.
That's what I think is gonna happen. I think like obviously because they still got people working on Elder Scrolls 6, but I think like this generation is for Starfield. I think
Yeah.
next generation is for uh, Elder Scrolls 6. Maybe Fallout somewhere in there. Can we get a Fallout? Somebody, anybody?
Nope.
Obsidian, in Exile. I mean, anybody, please.
I think we're not going to see a Fallout until well into.
The 2030s.
Yeah, I really think so.
Yeah.
Unless it's a remaster or a remake of some kind. I'm not. I really don't know. I feel like with how Bethesda now
What's up,
tackles
Sergeant
their.
Sentinel Gaming?
Hey, Sergeant, nice to see you. Um, with how hands-on it seems like Bethesda are with their game approaches now, and how busy everyone else is with their games, I really wouldn't be surprised if it's gonna be a while.
I'm gonna make a prediction. Let's see. Obsidian's working on two. Well, they're working on 3 games. There's another unannounced game, but we know of 2 of them. We know Avowed. That's 2024. We also know Outer Worlds 2. We don't know a release window on that. But okay, so Sargent is saying I don't think we'll get Fallout 5 until 2030 at the earliest. Here's the thing. For Fallout 5, I think you're right. But I think Avowed comes out in 2024. Outer Worlds, let's say 2026, maybe 2027. I feel like 2027 is too late for Outer Worlds 2. I think it's gonna be 2026. Could even be 2025, depending on what they've got right now. We'll see though. But I really think Obsidian's working on something Fallout related because the amount of times they said, "Hey, we would love to work on Fallout." The amount of times they've said that unprovoked,
Yeah.
it just seems a little weird to me. They've got to be doing something, whether that's a some sort of like follow up to New Vegas, whether that's New Vegas 2 or something like a Fallout in a different area. Who knows? Or maybe it's just a remake or remaster of New Vegas. Who knows?
I'd be all the fuck over a remaster/remake of New Vegas.
Yeah, and I think we'll see Fallout before 2030. I just don't think we'll be seeing Fallout 5 from Bethesda before then. I think the next Bethesda Fallout game is probably I'll be like 42 or something probably when we get that.
That's
which is
scary.
Just
What
depressing.
the fuck? You're not even being hyperbolic. Oh my god.
No,
Jesus.
I'm not. It's
Oh my
scary
God.
to think about.
I don't want to think about that. No, we're next subject. Next subject. Oh my god, I'm an old man.
Dude, okay. So the next subject is actually going to be this. It's actually broke just before the show. And that is Discord on Xbox will soon let you stream gameplay to friends. This
Thank
is
God.
huge because
This is huge because I actually. Sorry, go on. You're going on.
No, I was gonna say this is huge because you look at like as much as like people like to do the whole console war thing and crap on PlayStation, crap on Xbox. Like each one does things great. PlayStation does stuff like this
Movies.
great.
Just kidding. I'm kidding.
Where like if granted like if I'm at a party with Ham or whoever on PlayStation, I can share my gameplay. Like I can ask him, "Hey, can you help me with this?" He'll say, "Sure, share your screen." I can share my screen to Ham, and he can see what I'm doing, and he can help me figure it out. Whereas on Xbox, that's never been a thing. Now, granted, this isn't technically through Xbox, although can be done from the Xbox. It will be done through Discord, which it's a step closer to what we all really want. But this is awesome. This is very great news.
And one thing, this makes me happy because sometimes, as you know, I'll get on and I really don't want to play anything, and I at least want to be around. And sometimes I just want to watch what the hell you're playing or whatever, or something like that. So it's nice. And also, sometimes when we dual stream, like, oh my, go look at the stream and you'll see it in 30 seconds or whatever. And it's nice because maybe now we have a workaround where we can if we're ever doing kind of like a dual stream, or we can kind of keep more on tabs on what the hell is happening in both our games. I'm not 100% sure though how that'll work. But what I wonder is, will console players be able to watch what I'm doing on PC?
Well, I'm skimming through this article here, trying to find that out because that was honestly my question. Is will PC players be able to stream to console? And I don't think that would be the
Yeah.
case because it's because Discord's integration on console really is just the chat.
Yeah.
Um, so I don't know how that would work. I don't think that would be the case. If it is, then that's great, but I don't see it as I'm skimming through this article here.
Yeah, I think it'll be probably a couple months more, maybe to a year, until we get like a native console like integration.
Yeah, but that is, I mean, that is awesome nonetheless because I would like to share more often whatever I'm playing, especially on Xbox because whenever I'm on Xbox, especially at my desk here, I'm usually playing some older game. Like I just got the Castlevania Lords of Shadow game. I'd never heard of the Lords of Shadow games for Castlevania. I got it on sale, and
Actually, I had an idea.
it's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. It's like God of War, like old God of War, like old over the top violent God of War, and it's fantastic. I'd love to be able to stream that to Discord, just super quick without having to do it through my capture card.
I just thought of something, Matt.
What's that?
I wonder, is this going to be able to bypass any of like the weird, oh, you can't take screenshots of this, you can't record this? Because if
That's
it's not,
a good question.
because if that's not going through Xbox's, you know, DVR
UI,
system, it like, what is possible? I'm really curious about that.
That's a very good question, and I know I've skimmed through this. I don't see any mention of like how certain games don't allow you to take screenshots because Ham was talking about this recently with Max Payne 3, and I agree with him. It's very silly that you can't take screenshots or video of Max Payne 3 directly from your Xbox,
It's
especially when
really
you
dumb.
can do it for the first two games just fine.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's a really good question though. I would imagine that it will still apply. But it would be cool if it doesn't because technically, like you said, it's Discord, not Xbox.
Yeah.
So who knows, honestly. It's going to be interesting to see. That'll be one of the first things I try to do whenever we actually get this because right now it's rolling out to Xbox Insiders in the alpha skip ahead. So I don't have access to it, but once this hits everyone, that's going to be one of the first things I try. Is something like Max Payne 3. There's a few other 360 games. I can't think of an original Xbox game that has that issue, but I know it's
I want to play
lot.
BioShock. The fact BioShock Infinite is not
yes.
streaming. BioShock Infinite is an amazing game and has some of the most like that made me mad when I found out I couldn't stream that.
Yeah,
That made me frustrated.
BioShock was like, is it all the BioShocks or is it just because I know
I think it
BioShock
might be
1
just
is
Infinite.
definitely no BioShock 1 is also there too.
Really? Why?
So then I would imagine it's also BioShock 2.
That is some of the dumbest shit. That's frustrating. Wow.
It is pretty frustrating. But our final topic for today is not frustrating, and that is Xbox at Gamescom for
Let's go.
2023. Now, there's a ton. This apparently is. I mean, they've said it like a trillion times at this point. It's going to be a huge, huge show. They're going to have a huge booth and everything, the biggest booth they've ever had. But some of the things that they're going to be showing, like the biggest thing they're going to be showing, well, not the biggest, but like the thing I'm most interested to see. Like they're going to have Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty there, which I'm hyped for. That's probably like my second most hyped thing for the rest of this year is Phantom Liberty. I can't wait for that. But Stalker 2 is going to be there. And
Can I say something real quick, if it's all right?
Go ahead.
With you?
Go ahead.
So I just want to throw this in there real quick because I mentioned it before the stream started. Apparently, and this is gonna mention QuakeCon. Apparently, there's gonna be no game announcements or presentations at all at QuakeCon. They confirmed it's just gonna kind of be like a like a social gathering type of thing, and they do everything else that they usually do. There's going to be no presentations, so I don't expect to see id's next game there. Who knows though? We don't really know for sure, but they said don't expect any gameplay presentations or anything like that in the slightest. So I'm kind of almost wondering, are they gonna maybe save it for here? Like,
I don't know. It's a good question. Like I don't believe they have announced that there will be reveals, like as
yeah,
far as game premieres at
QuakeCon. I
Gamescom.
mean, Gamescom. Yeah.
Yeah, I think, like I see right here, over 25 titles from our third-party partners and ID at Xbox friends will be playable at the booth. This includes the world debuts of GSC Game World, Stalker 2, Overkill Software, Starbreeze Studios, Payday 3, Don't Nod with Gisant. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Armored Core 6 will be there.
So
Party Animals, Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty, Under the Waves, Persona 5 Tactica, and many more, quote unquote. So they also Starfield's going to be there. Starfield, Forza Motorsport, Aura, History Untold, Towerborn, Elder Scrolls Online. You can't have a show without that, apparently.
oh yeah,
And then Microsoft Flight Simulator is what it looks like for first party. Maybe they do show something. I mean, that's what they have here.
yeah.
Maybe
Who
they do show
knows? I
something
wouldn't.
new, but I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe they're gonna have like a something
Developer
in
Direct.
December. Yeah, like something like that. Who knows? Because if it's true that Sony is gonna have another uh like direct for themselves or whatever they call theirs, state of play, showcase, whatever, they
Yeah.
probably wanna maybe hold on to as much as they can. Who knows? I don't know. That's just my thoughts.
Well, Sony needs to quit holding on. I'll tell you that much because, good lord.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's the thing too. Is like I'm really curious. Do they really have? I mean, they have to have more to show. I refuse to
yeah,
believe
you would
they
imagine.
have nothing. Fucking refuse that they have nothing.
No,
But like
they
I'm
got
also,
something.
but I'm also like, why did you not show it there? That was your big showcase. Like I was so that is still so confusing to me that I when I think about it, I can't wrap my head around it.
Yeah,
Um,
it's it's also like they definitely have something. They at least have one thing, because Cory Barlog's been working on a sci-fi game for like 4 years at this point.
yeah,
So they at least have that. At the very bare minimum, they have that. And then Naughty Dog's been has to have been doing something besides, factions. In fact, I'm pretty sure they confirmed that they're working on another single player game. Just show some concept art. Do something. Generate
yeah,
any level of excitement, please. Because they got realistically, like people talk about the amount of studios Xbox has. PlayStation has a bunch of studios.
yeah,
Uh, so like, I find it hard to believe that all they have in development over there are live service games.
yeah. Me too.
That's not true. That isn't true. So like, I don't know. Hopefully they do have another showcase. But as for this Gamescom event for Xbox, how excited are you for Gamescom? Because I have an answer to that, but I want to ask you first.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not really super excited. Um,
That's fair.
like I don't
Be
know
honest.
why. I feel like I just know. I don't know. Like I'm definitely interested with like without a shadow of a doubt. But it's like I don't know about excited per se. I don't know. What about you?
Mhm. I'm very excited for two things. That is, well, I guess three things. Because if they're gonna show me more Starfield, then I will be. I'm pleased. I'm thrilled to see more Starfield, whatever that ends up being. But the main thing here for me is Stalker 2, because
Oh
the
yeah,
way
Stalker
we
2.
the way we kind of just scooted through this year without hearing anything about Stalker 2, like I'm not mad about it because they've got they're doing their
They're under
thing.
siege.
Yeah, they're doing their own thing right now. There's a lot more important things happening than making Stalker 2 right now. But like, I just kind of expected we'd go through the year and then at the end of the year they'd be like, "Hey guys, sorry, we're trying our best, but we can't really bring you the game this year. And there's still a possibility that at this showcase they say, "Hey guys, we're trying our best. Here's what we have, but it is delayed to 2024." And if that's what they got to do, totally fine with it. No big deal. But I'm just surprised that we're going to be seeing it. I did not expect to see it this year.
Yeah.
At least until they were ready to say it's coming out. I didn't expect to see it this year at all. But I'm hyped that we're gonna see it, and I want more. Like I really want to see some real a good presentation of gameplay from Stalker 2. Because man, everything they've shown up to this point, that last thing they shown that was late last year, I believe it was around the show. No, not late last year. It was around the showcase season last year, where they showed a story trailer for Stalker 2, and I didn't know anything about the Stalker universe, and that got me really, really interested. And that's when they also announced their different editions and everything that they were gonna have for the game, which I will be trying to get the biggest edition that I can possibly get, because I do want to support that studio. Whenever that game comes out, I will definitely be there day one. I'll be buying it in some way, shape, or form. But yeah, Armored Core 6 is going to be there. You're getting that, right?
Oh, yeah. I don't know, Vinny, if you're still here, man, but I'm going to shout out Vinny real quick.
Yeah.
My man, Vinny, gifted me that game on Steam. I messaged him randomly about it, saying, hey, man, this game actually looks really cool. And he said, I'm getting it for you. He's like, I'm getting it for you on Steam.
Nice.
A long time ago, he did mention that he might want to do that, but I was like, I'm not going to fucking remind that, because that was months ago. And I remembered after he fucking sent it to me, but I was like, that's just so nice of you, Vinny. You did not have to do that. I really appreciate you for that. That game is completely different from what I thought it was. And I'm beyond excited to play that. It looks awesome. It looks action-packed as fuck. And as Vinny knows, I don't know if you're still here, Vin, I adore mech games. I grew up on Mech Assault. That was one of my first original Xbox games. I still have very fond memories of Mech Assault. I love Mech Warrior. I loved when I going to arcades as a kid if they had a mech booth. There was this one at Chuck E. Cheese I used to go to just to literally play it as a kid. There was this like you get into this giant ball that had controls that you'd manually move the mech around. It was really cool, and the bubble would the ball would move left and right when you're moving the mech. It was so cool. I adore mech games. They're so fun. It makes me feel like a kid whenever I play a mech game. So I'm very, very excited for Armored Core 6. Very excited. Shout out to Vinny. Thank you, man.
Yeah, I mean, they just recently released not reviews but previews for Armored Core 6, and it's very, very, very glowing previews. They showed the gameplay, an extended gameplay trailer. The game looks phenomenal. The game looks like it's going to be very, very fun. It's just the only issue I have. Yeah, the only issue with that game for me is the release date. If that wasn't 5 days before Starfield, then I'd be down. But man, that and Immortals of Avium are just games that I'm gonna have to
wait.
I'm gonna have to wait on, unfortunately.
And that's one of the things too. Oh, sorry, go on.
I was gonna say just because they're so close to Starfield, but go ahead.
I was gonna say if it wasn't a mech game and Vinny offered to send it, I'd be like, oh, hold on, dude, just hold on. But I fucking love mech games. So even if I don't play it a ton at launch, I'm gonna play the fuck out of it at one point. I'm sorry, I shouldn't swear. Yeah. I'm gonna play
fine.
it.
I swore 2 minutes into the stream.
I'm going to be there day one, and probably even while I'm playing Starfield, because there's something about mech games that are just so appealing to me. These giant robots of fucking destruction just waging war on these massive battlefields that are just so much fun. And it feels so not real too. It's just goofy in its own way, and it's just fun. I can't wait. There, day one, without a doubt. Thank you, Vinny, once again, if you're still there. If not, shout out I'll tell you later.
And by the way, here's the thing about Vinny. Vinny's such a good guy that he did that. He did that for Mike on his birthday. Yeah, it was Vinny's birthday.
He's
by the way, I owe Vinny a game. I'm gonna hook him up with something probably a little later this year. I don't know what yet, but I gotta hook him up with something because he got me something for my birthday.
Yeah, he told me this was a late birthday gift for me because he wanted to get me something and he forgot. I told him
Yeah,
I'm gonna get him his SSD when he goes to build his computer eventually because that's gonna be like the same price. I want to get him at least a Samsung 980 Pro. Um,
there you go.
but those are very 7,000 read write speed. It's well 7,000 read speed. It's a great SSD. No issues at all. So whenever you build, Vinny, if you're still there, but thank you
Yeah,
again, Vinny, man. You're awesome. Thank you.
yeah. We all appreciate you, Vinny. You're a great dude, and happy birthday again. Happy birthday to
Happy
you, bud.
birthday.
But yeah, the final game here on the list, I mentioned it earlier. I mean, obviously, I'm actually interested to see more from Forza Motorsport. That'll be like the first motorsport that I'm playing day one, because I traditionally haven't been into motorsport on day one. But you know, it's gonna launch in Game Pass. I am looking for kind of a sim racer, and that is definitely a sim racer. So I'm excited for that. But the big one here for me personally is Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty,
That's gonna have to
because
wait for me for sure.
thing is that I'm going to be playing that day one. Whether I'm going to go through it, like start it and just no life it, I don't think that's going to be the case. Uh, because you know Starfield is Starfield and it's its own beast. But
And like,
I'm
did you hear that quote
what's
from
that?
that developer saying that like factions are like feel like their own like completely different game? Like the
Yep,
amount of content factions can do.
yep.
Like this game's gonna take over my fucking life.
It's gonna
I
be a problem.
yeah.
It's going to be an issue. Um, but yeah, Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty. I'm hyped for that because like obviously you're getting more Cyberpunk content. You're getting a new story. Idris Elba's gonna be there and everything. Like it's cool. It's cool just on that.
Yep.
But then on top of that, they're basically remaking the entire game. Like so many different mechanics in the game. In fact, I'm gonna look it up on mine and see if I can find the list of things they're changing. I know somebody tweeted about it, but they're changing so many things from how the game just functioned at launch and how it functions now are going to be completely different. Like skill trees,
Yep.
combat, weapons, especially melee combat. I know they're focusing on fixing. Like there's a lot in there that they're going to be changing for just for this DLC, and that's whether you buy the DLC or not. Like you don't have to buy the DLC. You're going to get an update for Cyberpunk on the 25th or the 26th. When does this launch? In September? Do you know?
Honestly, I don't know. I honestly don't know off the top of my head.
I think it's the 25th or the 26th. But whenever it launches on that day in September, you will get an update whether you buy this DLC or not, and it will basically redo the entire game, which is just nuts. I really can't wait for it. But yeah, any thoughts on Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty? I know you just said that's gonna be it's gonna have to wait a little bit for you.
I'm definitely excited, but it's gonna have to wait. I mean, if it's
Yeah,
coming out that late in September, though, we'll see. Because I'm not gonna say I'm gonna be burnt out on Starfield, but I'll probably have a very good idea of what Starfield is gonna offer me by that point, by end game standards. You know what I mean? So,
yeah,
um, who knows? Who knows?
yeah. I mean, there's see, I'm gonna make some time for Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty. I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna beat it. I'm not gonna be in a rush to beat it at the end of September. Um, I mean, there's a bunch of games like Spider-Man 2. I'll probably get it day one. I probably won't really play it until 2024. It's just the way things kind of have fallen the end of this year.
Okay.
But yeah, yeah, man. I mean, is there any other topics that you want to add to the show before we get out of here, or before we get into the intros and then get out of here?
Honestly, no. I just want to say thank you for having me on. I'm happy I was able to get in here. I know
I appreciate it. I
I
appreciate it.
was
It was
like I was
very
happy
last
that
minute.
I just saw your message. I was like watching, my history shit like I always am. I'm like, oh, I got a DM from Matt, and I was like, shit, yep, I'm gonna be on. So yeah,
That's much appreciated, bud. Because
absolutely.
yeah, I gotta be honest, because I woke up late too. Like I woke up at like 10:45, like 15 minutes before
Oh
we were
my
supposed to
god.
go live. And then I got in Discord and I was ready and everything. I was like, "Oh shit, Ham's not here." And I sent you a message like 2 minutes before we were supposed to go live. And I'm like, "Hey,
Yeah.
you mind stepping in?" And
No,
then
I
yeah,
don't. I
but
enjoy
yeah,
podcasting.
I appreciate that, bud. And
Yeah,
also
absolutely.
next week you'll be here too because Ham's on vacation next week.
Yep.
So next week,
You guys aren't done with me yet, so
no,
you don't
you're
like
not
me.
done with Mike yet.
You got one
You're
more week
gonna
with
be
me.
getting plenty of Mike, in this episode and in next week's episode as well. So look forward
Let's
to that.
go.
As far as the outros, let's get into them. Mike, where can they find you, bud?
Don't find me. No, I'm just kidding. You can find me at
No,
Twitter.
you're gonna find him, and I'll tell you where if
Oh,
he doesn't.
you give my address.
Exactly.
You can find me on Twitter at Hard Days Mike. I want to start streaming more regularly on the Game Drain because I do have a Twitch account that is also called Hard Days Mike, but I don't really stream there. I'm kind of over Twitch. I don't know. For some reason, I just don't enjoy streaming there very much. Um, yeah, but you can find me on Twitter at Hard Days Mike and over on the Game Drain on Sundays or whenever the hell I stream, really.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, as for myself, you can find me on Twitter at MalexGames. You can find me here every week on Wednesdays, 11 a.m. I also do videos Mondays at 11 a.m. and Fridays at 11 a.m. So
No, you don't.
all my content on the channel is 11 a.m. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Check that
Except
out.
today.
And then, well, yeah, 11:30 a.m. today. And then check out the Game Drain on Sundays at 8 p.m. Eastern, and then also check out TSWS Gaming because I'm over there Fridays at 4 p.m. Eastern with Hamsolo, Loke7, and Cozy Beluga for bullsitting. So that's where you can find me. A bunch of different places. I'm all over the place. But with that being said, I think we can head up out of here. We will see you guys next week. Thank you for watching.
Take care.